right, let's see if we get this going. Nobody's home. Nobody's home. All right, let's give this a minute or two. We'll see what happens. It's a Friday morning, early Friday morning social. Hopefully, we get some people rolling up in here. Probably start doing these more often again. That might help things out. But yeah, we'll give it a few minutes to let people roll up in here, see how it goes. Good morning, everyone. It's another day in paradise. Of course, we got a cup of coffee going. Nothing new, absolutely necessary. But yeah, thank God it's Friday. It's another Friday morning, almost there for the weekend, guys. Looking forward to it. Hopefully, we'll have a nice busy weekend. Lots of socials. Yeah, we'll give the chat a few minutes to fill up. Yeah, no kidding. We're still working on the English. It's a bit early for proper English, so we'll do the best with what we have. But yeah, how's everybody doing? Hopefully YouTube's actually putting this one out there. That would be a small blessing in disguise, but we'll see what happens. You never know how YouTube's going to go until you're there. But yeah, good morning, everybody. We did an early morning Wednesday morning. B&A, good morning, top of the morning. Yeah. B&A, did you catch that? I know you're at the Wednesday morning live, but I said 5 a.m. Yeah, gotta grind the beans. I'm one step ahead of you, brother. We got the whole cup of coffee going and everything already, slightly brutalized, but little cream, little sugar never hurt. But yeah. Yeah, it usually takes a few minutes for YouTube to get the live out there. People start showing up. So yeah, just random whatever. But yeah, lots going on. Not too well, I don't know, not too much going on. But yeah, Mrs. B has today off, so that's outstanding. She had yesterday off as well. So but yeah, good things are going. Oh, yeah, did you catch when I said 5 a.m.? Because usually I start them like 4:30, but I think we decided on 5. So I think I'm not sure if everybody caught that or not, or but yeah, I don't mind starting them at 4 either. Okay, all right, yeah. So all right, cool. Thanks, Pat. Appreciate that, man. Of course, we're rocking the Spyderco Sage 5 CF carbon fiber scales, customized pocket clip S20V steel. Neil McKenzie, good morning. How you doing? Welcome to the chat. How you staying cool out there, my man? It has been outstanding weather. I can't complain. Here in New Hampshire, man, we've had nice, cool, like high 70s, low 80s during the day. I think yesterday they topped out at like 81 degrees, and then it's dropping down like mid 50s or so at night. So incredibly comfortable sleeping weather. Yeah, throw a fan in the window and you're solid. And it only peaks out for a couple hours in the afternoon, so it's never really crazy hot. 210 and 90 in the, yeah, that sounds about right. Heard. Yeah. Yeah, that's yeah, you just come in here spatting off a bunch of nonsense. How you doing? What world are you living in? You might want to check the time. It might be time to take your meds there, guy. I'll give you a point for creativity though. That took a little bit of thought to come up with that one. At 9:30 p.m. it was 100 degrees. Yeah, depending on where you live, yeah, it's definitely been toasty. Can't complain about that, but cheers, everybody. Got the coffee going. Yeah. Hey, yeah, as long as it's a chuckle, right? Life's too short to be angry about everything, so that is one of the most creative nonsense comments we've had in a while, though. So we do appreciate that a little bit because, hey, the less it makes sense, the more fun it is, right? 105. Oh yeah, yeah, Neil. I don't miss those days. That's one thing I don't miss about the desert. It's like the number one challenge you have all day is staying dehydrated. And then and hydrating properly as well. I had a little mix going I have a 24-ounce water bottle and a 3-liter Camelback. The 3-liter Camelback was always just water, and then I would use like one of those, sports replacement things in the 24-ounce bottle. And that's I carried that not just on my bike, but in my backpack as well as an absolute minimum. And sometimes I'd throw a couple of water bottles, like the Smart Lot Water 1-liter bottles. They're nice and slim, so I could fit like 3 of them in my pack. I'd grab some of those as well. Like, yeah, you can never have enough water in desert climates. Um, yeah, fortunately, I didn't learn that the hard way. You pay attention, you learn as you go, and listen to the people that know, and you can be properly prepared. But yeah, staying hydrated in that weather is perhaps one of the most challenging things, and I think that it's something that a lot of people grossly underestimate. Gonzo Wick, you found your way back, man? I was worried you were never going to be back after your new job. Um, but yeah, outstanding to see you, Gonzo Wick. How you doing? Oh yeah, speaking of which, hey, thanks for leaving a comment over there on Instagram. We've been posting some pictures on Instagram. Phobos Knives is having a photo competition. Yeah, outstanding. Yeah, first prize. I'm hoping to get it. I really am. I'm gonna do some more work at it. But first prize is a Tier 1 Mini. One of these in PVD, but it's gonna have carbon fiber scales. So you're gonna get it's gonna have red G10 with that's not carbon fiber, dude. This is carbon fiber. That was the double black micarta. It's gonna have carbon fiber scales, red G10 liners, carbon fiber scales, but it's gonna be the Tier 1 Mini, and you're also gonna get a trainer with it. So that is absolutely awesome. I'm stoked about it. I entered another picture in there yesterday. It was my Tier 1C custom. I think it's an unfair advantage, but I really want to win. There's only Eric Hansen's only ever done 17 custom knives for the civilian market, and I've got 2 knives it's a custom set. So of course I entered that in there. My Tier 1C with my Tier 1 Mini Gen 2. This set right here, I did a quick picture and stuff. Yeah, outstanding work. So all I got to do is take the picture. There's not much I'm doing on my end, but Cannon, good morning, brother. How you doing? Welcome to the chat, my man. How's Mojo doing? You must be headed into work. You made it through another week, man. No fishing vacation this time. I'm proud of you, Cannon. Keep up the good work, brother. Call of Duty, people. Call of Duty. Yeah, no, they're Arctic Adjuster. No, man, I know some dudes that are the real deal. Everybody here is the real deal. Not everybody's a super duper paratrooper, but hey, man, everybody's working their way through the world, earning their own place. So, yeah, Call of Duty. I think I played that a couple times back in the day. I think the funniest portrayal I've ever seen, or somebody going away at Call of Duty, was John Lovell. He's an ex-Army Ranger, so the man has some superior skills, but man, he got his ass handed to him on the Call of Duty game. There's a big difference between bashing buttons and doing the real deal. I don't need to play that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Cannon's been deployed before. Um, Cannon's our token jarhead. He's the poster boy for the Marine Corps. And I mean that with much respect. The dude's a Marine through and through. Absolutely a pleasure to know. Great dude to know. If you get the chance, get to know him. Outstanding dude. Great sense of humor as well. We definitely appreciate that. But yeah, call it Dookie. Anybody? Oh, that used to be a song back in the day, or not a song, but a record. Green Day, Dookie, man. I remember listening to that when I was stationed over in South Korea. There's a bunch of other stuff going around at the time, Weezer, and I can't remember, man. But I was actually listening to a lot of country. But hey, man, when you're living in the barracks, you tend to listen to a wide range of music. Cannon is like imagine to Call of Duty. Gen X, good morning. Good morning. How you doing, man? Hey, just a quick reminder for everybody. If you're new here, please check your feelings at the door. We don't have a box of tissues for you. There's no cry closet here. Yeah, so This might not be the perfect chat for you. Speaking of Gen X, there's a lot of Gen Xers in here. We just don't give a shit. We know we're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time. We're here to have some fun. So talk about some gear, geek out on some gear. Yeah, exactly, Dana. Feelings. What are feelings? I think I read about them in a book or something. I grabbed it out the library from the fiction section. Um, yeah, everybody's caught up in their feelings. Making sure I didn't miss anybody. Um, yeah, so Gonzo, how's the new job going, man? Dude, I had some man back when I was working at Finger Lake Skydivers. Um, one of my buddies that worked there, he was doing his own home grow and everything, and he had the super high octane stuff. Dude, it was incredible. It was like off the charts at the time. We're probably going back like 15 years, maybe something like that. And dude, I remember smoking that stuff, and I just, dude, after a couple bowls, I was like, I need to go shopping for some Velcro shoes. Like tying shoes was going to become an issue. So, in fact, I ended up talking to him like, dude, you got any middies or something I can mix in with this? Because this stuff is just, it's a little too high octane for me. So, but yeah, good times are had by all. I was beside myself with that one. I'm a pain relief smoker, if that makes sense. I don't get too much into it, like all the fine details and everything. But man, that dude hooked me up, and so I can imagine. Yeah, Gonzo's gonna be shopping for some Velcro shoes, man. Like we don't have time for laces anymore. I just skipped all the way right down to Tevas. I just started wearing Tevas again. Just made more sense. But yeah, what's everybody carrying today? I'm sorting it out. Well, there's not much for me to sort out. This is why I do what I do. Um, of course, we're carrying the Leatherman Wave Plus. Love this. It's like I love the Surge, man. The Surge is by far. I think the Surge, as far as features and being utilitarian and stuff. The Surge by far, but it's a bit heavy in the pocket, so we've switched to the Leatherman Wave Plus. Absolutely love it. We're carrying our Spyderco Sage 5 CF as usual. Hats off to B&A. Little Sage 5 salute for you, brother. We're coming up on 2 years, man. 2 years of legit EDC of the same knife. That's why you don't see any other knives on it. Well, folders. It's my EDC folder. Has been since B&A gifted to me. And yeah, still love it. Still works great. I drop it every once in a while because it feels good. But other than that, yeah, outstanding knives. I can definitely speak for Spyderco at this point as far as if they're consistent throughout all their other models, man, Spyderco is definitely a quality tool you can carry and depend on a daily basis. I used to flick my cigarette butts into my buddy's Tevas. Oh, B&A with friends like you who needs hemorrhoids, right? Flicking your cigarette butts into people's Tevas. Back in the dude, man, I've lost so many hacky sacks. It was a skydiver thing to do, man. When we were on a weather hold, it's like, cloud base is too low, too solid. We can't find a hole through it. Yeah, you know it's a rough day when you can't find the hole. And then, or it's raining or whatever, would play hacky sack in the hangar because, you got like 25, 30-foot ceilings. But, man, every once in a while, somebody would go for the save and kick it up, and it would land on an I-beam. Get stuck up there. There's multiple hacky sacks throughout hangars at different drop zones. I still, man, I keep one to this day. It's dude, for years, you want to talk about odd EDC. Yeah, hacky sack was part of my EDC. But I finally stopped wearing Tevas and skydiving, man, because every once in a while you'd catch, how like the front of it is, you'd come in to land and you'd catch the front and it would fold over and it would just, it didn't work out well. So I went back to wearing DCs. DCs make great rudders. Nightstand carry, Buck 110, Gerber NXT multi-tool, Ruger P345. Yeah, that's a sweet lineup there, Neil. I'm someday, man, if this channel ever gets rich, I'm gonna get some Buck knives just to play with them again to see where they're at. We do get people that come in and ask about them, and I haven't picked one up in over 30 years, so I don't want to give answers to stuff I can guess, but I don't want to give guess answers. I had a shark cub in my pocket for a year. It's a legit daily user. Yeah, Dana, absolutely. That's what you deserve for wearing sandals. So B&A, we know not to get you some sandals for Christmas then, right? Um, they are. They're. I don't know if you're down in Florida though. It can be a game changer. You know, like sometimes you got to change your socks like 2, 3 times a day down there. Otherwise, surplus does not equal active duty. I don't make that make sense for me there, guy. I don't know what point you're trying to make. Yeah, sir. I don't understand what you're saying, dude. Nick Martino, welcome to the chat. Good morning, brother. How you doing? How's life been treating you, Nick? It is good to see you as always. Still hacky sack, not as good as I was, but I still do it. Yeah, Gonzo, I'm gonna have to bust it out. Maybe that'll be man, I want to do a video on recreational things to do while you're out hiking or camping, and the hacky sack is one of them. Another thing I like is a pocket foil kite. Like, yeah, I've been up on top of Mount Washington. Well, actually, Mount Adams. Mount Washington is too squirrely now. Like, you can get a coffee and a latte and all that. It's a little goofy. I've never been a fan of it. But yeah, I'll go out hiking and stuff. And I used to carry like a pocket foil kite, do a little kiting or something while I'm out there. I'm trying to get dressed for work, and allow this dog wants me to do is have me through the ball. It's early in the morning. I don't have enough coffee. Cannon, gotta get the coffee, brother. Yeah. You know how those tactical corgis are. They're high energy. Like they make a Belgian Malinois look tame. Um, Gonzalez, yes. I'd like to try out the Buck Range Elite. Yeah, Dana, I don't know. I just like Phobos knives so much. I just keep rolling the Phobos knives. At some point, I'll expand. I've got some other stuff I want to cover. Just wide range of gear going on here, and like everything else in life, a day late and a dollar short, it seems. And it's just not getting any better. Um, High ex British Royal Marine of 31 years and served as Tier 1 operator. Right on, Bulldog. Hey, welcome to the chat. Thanks for your service all the way over there, even. Hey, man, I'm a huge fan of England. I love England, contrary to popular belief. I don't like what's going on there. I'm not real happy about it. How the hell England went from, like King Richard the Lionheart to King Charles the Traitor is beyond my comprehension. But yeah, we're not happy about it. Got some friends over there, man. If you're familiar with Hampshire Outdoors and yeah, Outdoors Survival channel as well. Does it go over any water? My French press brew it almost ready. Pat, you're doing good for functioning without your coffee yet, though. We're proud of you, man. Keep up the good work. Cheers. I started my coffee early this morning. Wednesday, people's like, you don't have coffee yet? I'm like, no, I'm waiting for Mrs. B to get up. I did crack open a crack in a can though. Yeah, had the Monster Energy going at like, 0330. Um, Daniel, good morning. What's up? Yeah, happy Friday, everybody. Hopefully everybody's got tomorrow off, right? Everybody got the weekend off, or some of you guys get duped into working Saturday because I don't know. It's weird for me to not be working on a weekend, so I try to do most of my YouTubing on the weekend. Like, yeah, man, in skydiving, like 70% of our work, 75% of our work was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The other 4 days were just kind of, yeah, we'd jump here and there, depending on where we're at. Some places, though, are pretty consistently busy, like Skydive Las Vegas, Skydive Key West, even Long Island Skydiving Center. We were pretty busy during the week. Like, if it's a high vacation, touristy kind of area, we do keep pretty busy. But, yeah, what do we got here? Yeah, there's the tools are showing up. Hey, we know YouTube's getting us out there finally. But yeah, man, good luck. Talk to a professional. Maybe get some help. Maybe they can give you a little medication that'll help it. If that's what you're thinking at this time of the morning, dude, get some therapy. Um, yeah, yeah, Mrs. B is doing okay. Yeah, no complaints. She's been working pretty well. Um, yeah, just hey man, life is life. They just every time you turn around, they're jacking up the bills. They tried to get her to relocate, and it was like not relocate. They wanted her to work at a different site, and it's substantially further away. It would be like 10 times the cost and everything. But I think she was able to negate that and stay local. So. But yeah, your life is going good. We're trying to get the channel up and going. One shadow ban at a time is the way we're working it. But no, I don't have to borrow off. Unfortunately, I gotta go change bearing a freaking crane wheel. Oh, that sucks, Canna man, dude. They got you working overtime all the time. It's it's like you never left the Marine Corps. Yeah, I don't work. Yeah, yeah, exactly. B and A. Like I had a thing. I would man, I was lethargic on Mondays. Unless Monday was a holiday, dude, you didn't get very much work out of me. I kind of did what I had to do, made phone calls, things like that. Whatever I had to do on a Monday. If I had to jump, I jumped. But yeah, they would usually go to me last. I would always I would always just be like, I really don't feel like it. Doesn't somebody else want to do this? Um, that's why our dogs always have food in their dishes. I dig it on with my people. Thanks for asking. Yeah, Gonzo. I think Gonzo's got the job everyone's envying right now. Um, man, they gotta clear that up in New Hampshire. Cause yeah, the toking's legal in Maine, Massachusetts, Vermont. Like we're surrounded by it, but New Hampshire with the motto "Live free or die." Yeah, you can live free or die, but you can't get high. So they need to reorganize that. They should just like change it federally. Yeah, it should. I mean, if they're gonna keep alcohol legal and stuff, why not, right? Um, yeah, what else is going on? They're finally starting to straighten out the college situation. I guess they're going to be passing some bills that require colleges to actually make a degree worth something. No more of these crazy, underwater basket weaving 4 year degrees and stuff. Like there's got to be a legit job and everything. Still shocked New York is right. Yeah, B&A, and that they used to be crazy, crazy strict on it. Like it was like yeah, back in the day, if you got caught with a little roach in your ashtray, you were looking at 1 year in jail minimum plus a fine. Um, yeah, Gonzo, what state are you in? I forget, man. I try to remember everybody's states. Eventually, I remember. Was talking to a professor I work for. She said enrollment is way down each year. Yeah, because people are starting to figure out it's a scam. Like college university is a massive scam, and that was one of the things that they passed. Like, yeah, they got the government involved in public loans, and yeah, they didn't care what's SATs. They didn't care what your SAT scores were, anything like that. You didn't really have to qualify for the loan. But then the scam is the kind of loan you can't file bankruptcy on. And they were, dude, and I know from my end, I saw thousands of students come through wasting their money on getting a skydiving license and stuff. Cause I'm like, how are you affording to do this at like 19, 20 years old? You're talking like $10,000, $12,000 between the AFF course and gear and coaching and all that stuff. Like if you're like to get into skydiving recreationally is going to cost you 10 to 12 grand on average. We'll say your first 100 jumps. Your first 100 jumps with gear and stuff like that's going to be 10 to 12 grand. And I would ask these 19, 20 year olds, like, how are you getting the money to do this? Like, what kind of work are you doing? They're like, oh, student loan money. I'm like, well, isn't that for like books and food and tuition and things like that? They're like, yeah, but you can get much more. Like, you can take crazy loans out. So yeah, they might have needed 35, 40 grand for the school year, but they took out 60,000, 65,000 in loans, went skydiving and stuff. But Miss Diana, trade schools are much better. They teach what you actually. Yeah, there's even some issues with trade schools now too. Um, yeah, just the amount of money you have to spend on equipment. Like, say you want to become an electrician or a plumber. Like, yeah, you pay for the schooling, but then you've got, thousands of dollars worth of tools to buy. You got to have a work vehicle. You got to get to and from the job site. And like entry level in the trades can kind of be on the lower end. It is. I think it's still better than college, depending on who you're working for and stuff. But yeah, we need some serious reform with the education and stuff. Yeah, see now, Pat, you would have the advantage because you don't have to send your kids to a trade school. You can teach them. Um, yeah, if you can apprentice under somebody, it's a much better deal than going to a trade school. The trade schools have gotten very expensive, like all the HVAC, plumbing, like electrical. You do have to go to school. Plumbing, you do have to go to school. You need an associate's, but I guess depending on what state you're in. Um, yeah, everyone wants to be a social media. Yeah, Nick, and I'm not leaving any room for any of them. I'm not even a social media influencer. I don't know what I am. Just a degenerate YouTuber. Um, I'm not sure. I've been trying to sort that one out since I started this because like I don't want to be an influencer. Those people got a bad rap. I don't want to be a YouTuber. That just kind of sounds juvenile, a little bit sophomoric. So I'm not sure. I'm a dude with a camera and some conversation. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, yeah, the local carpenters union is hiring thousands. There's a huge microchip plant locally. AMD, they need a shitload of workers. Yeah. Well, yeah. We got to get like Americans working, man. Enough with these H-1B visas and stuff. I wish I knew how to guide people in the right direction for a lot of things, but this plant is the biggest thing I've ever seen. It's all about most money, less effort. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what it yeah, Gonzo. A lot of people are trying to make maximum money for no effort. Yeah. Like they want to show up to work and diddle around on their phone, texting their friends and cruising social media and stuff. And then they expect to pull in six figures a year for doing nothing. Um, yeah, yeah, and I'll physically, man. So far, like doing social media is pretty easy. It's the head wrecker part of it, learning all the ins and outs and do's and don'ts of social media for me. But yeah, I've paid my dues as far as physically demanding. So I'm trying to extend my comforts in life as much as possible at this point. Sayok Cali close quarter knife combat. I'm just a dude. Exactly, Gonzo. I'm just a dude playing a dude, man. Sometimes I don't even come on here as me. Sometimes I'm just Ricky Bobby because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. We're just here to have fun, here to have some solid conversations. Maybe a little bit about current affairs, some gear talk and stuff like that. Um, yeah, we're gonna get into a little bit of some entertainment slash instructional. Hey, this is how I roll. This is how I do it. Maybe the years of experience that I have, somebody might find beneficial. It may abridge some of their learning process. But um, hey, Tom, I saw this pretty girl yesterday on IG. She did her first skydive, but she live streamed it. Um, from dude, I don't. It shouldn't. She should not have been able to. I would have to look up what the current USPA says on that. They have an annual sim that comes out. It's a book. It's a sim. It's called the Skydiver's Information Manual, and every year the USPA tries to earn their pay and makes changes to it. But I, as an instructor, it if I were live, like if the instructor had the camera on and set up for it properly and had the experience, that would be fine. But putting a camera on a student is just an absolute no go. Yeah, they usually require at least a B license, like 50 jumps before you start doing anything like that. You need at least a C license, 200 jumps before you start doing any kind of outside video, and that's to be determined by the S&TA. It's a guideline. It's not a set in stone number. So if the drop zone safety and training advisor says you just don't have the skill sets, I don't care if you have 600 jumps, 500 jumps, 900 jumps. If you just don't have the skill set, you don't. The money some of those fucktards make is ridiculous, though, after sponsors. Yeah, Gonzo, when you're right, man. Dude, if I shot myself in the foot with that deal, yeah, I'm not a big fan of sponsors. I started getting a lot of contracts, man. I've had, oh man, what was it? Clacken or something? Clacken Knives, Klaken. They just got in touch with me like last week. They left a message on one of the shorts. Yeah, who else? Next Tool has gotten in touch with me. Savivi's gotten in touch with me. Yeah, probably about a dozen others, man, that I can't even pronounce because they're just, and I've just been like, no, if I'm not going to carry it, I'm not going to show it. And I'm not going to. And when you read their contracts, man, their contracts for a lot of those sponsored deals, absolute trash, man. Absolute trash. They own the entire video. Like, they have copyrights to everything that you do. Yeah, you have to, like, Beavercraft, man, they make good stropping paddles, but I think their knives are trash. Yeah, they've got this thing where you say at least 6 things that are good about the knife. Literally 6 things. I'm not making this up. And then one thing that you could improve or would make better to make it sound like a fair and just review. So, but what if I think, and I'm just hypothetically, oh man, who did that? Somebody broke it. What if I get that knife and I think it's an absolute piece of shite? Now you want me to lie to everybody. How do I handle that? I tell the truth, man. And that's why I decline like 99% of the offers I've had for YouTube for sponsorships. But YouTube's cut their payback so much, and then the people on YouTube are counting on sponsorships and stuff like that to make their money. So I kind of, man, I punched myself in the face with that one. She had a guy on her back too. Nick, that wasn't AFF then. That was a tandem jump. They were probably doing tandem progression or something. Yeah, shoot me a link, Nick, and I'll tell you exactly how it went down. Yeah, it's been a while since we did that, since we've done that. So, yeah, let me know for sure. Not me your lunch. Bullshit, lunch is canceled. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, hey, speaking of lunch, man, that's why we never do lunch lives. Nobody ever sends me a DoorDash lunch. So, yeah, I'm not even going down that road. So, we will blame it on Pat. Pat never DoorDashes me lunch. Like, I've done a lunch live, but, yeah, no lunch, so we just don't do that. I'm just kidding. I don't do lunch lives because that's when a lot of the unemployed EBT behavior is kicking around. The DoorDash thing is an inside joke. But yeah, budget banger, cheap hooker. Exactly. Yeah, budget banger, cheap hooker. What's the difference, man? Yeah, and they never get used at all. Yeah, lot lizards. Kind of, yeah. Dude, I got freaked out. Fortunately, I was young. And yeah, it was it was in 94 when I got stationed in South Korea. I thought my room dog had a bit of a problem. He spent a lot of time in the bathroom making very odd noises. And I didn't, man, for the life of me, I'm like, I didn't sign up for this kind of mess. Like the dude's in there, like he needs to be institutionalized. Like the only way he's going to stop doing that is if we get a straitjacket. But come to find out he had caught the clap or something from a, $5 love you long time. And so he was in the bathroom, like processing some razor blades. And I thought he was in there masturbating like a mental patient. But I learned then and there that, I'd just probably better off spending my $5 on a well-illustrated magazine rather than something downrange. So, yeah. Speaking of Chinesium slingers, he's probably upset. Like, don't be mocking my Chinesium. I can't. I think the only way I would use Chinesium is for like spreading butter or opening up letters. You don't really get that many letters worth opening up anymore. But yeah, one day you'll be able to eat a bushcraft. I know. Yeah, right, Gonzo. Man, someday Someday I'll be feasting like I was back in the day. We'll be throwing racks of ribs and Texas brisket and all that on a smoker. Yeah, man. Yeah, we love pooping on poo poo Chinesium knives. Get over yourselves already, guys. Hey, man, that's great. I understand there's a total economy out there for trash knives, and there's a time and a place for it. Like maybe it's a solid beater. Like you're gonna abuse that knife, so why really buy anything quality? Or maybe you've got a stepson that's an absolute tool, and you're just like, well, I got everybody else a knife, so you get a Phobos knife, you get a Phobos knife, you get a Phobos knife, but I don't like you. You get the gas station Chinesium there, dude. Um. Oh, what are we? I smoked some ribs. Yeah, Dana. I cooked some ribs last week. I didn't think they came out the greatest. They could have come out better. I was gonna use it as in a do a picture for the Phobos knives photo competition. Um. No, they were Saint Louis style ribs that I made. They could have just come out better. Crispy Critter, good morning. How you doing, my man? Good to see you. Still rocking that shaman, man. The yeah, Crispy Critter's got a beautiful shaman along. Like Crispy Critter's got some of the nice pocket treats I've ever seen. So yeah, he's got some nice views, nice. But yeah, Crispy Critter, how you doing, man? How's the health holding up? Pork ribs for the win. Yeah, I know. The only way you can make pork ribs any better is if you wrap them in bacon. So I'm about ready to go get Kaffir tattooed on me. That's the way I'm feeling about that stuff. Where in fact I gotta remember Sunday we're gonna lay out some bacon. We might even make coffee indoors this week. Guys, bring your notepads. Make sure your number two pencil is sharp and you got a good eraser. I think we're gonna do indoor coffee. Um, Ribs for breakfast sounds amazing. Dude, I still got a little chunk of it. It's a little charred though. Um, I could go for a nice steak right this. Yeah, steak and eggs for breakfast, Nick. There's choice of champions, man. You can't have enough protein, right? Isn't that what they say? Yeah, Dana, I know it sounds a little off at first, but maybe like cook them like 2/3 of the way or so, and then wrap them in bacon. I'm not sure unless you wrap the ribs. I don't know, man. But yeah, everything's better wrapped in bacon. You can take a standard hot dog, preferably a pork and beef hot dog, and wrap that in bacon, and it's like 10 times better. Italian sausage wrapped in bacon, outstanding. Speaking of which, Crispy Critters does a lot of smoking, like smoked meat, smokers smoking. I'm not sure what else Crispy Critter smokes, but that's up to him to divulge. Um, Pulled pork and eggs for breakfast. I could do that. That sounds outstanding as well. So what do we got? I haven't picked my EDC knife yet today. So typically my options for EDC are one of my two calculas. This is the PVD with carbon fiber scales. This was originally Eric Hansen's EDC knife, so I try not to use that one too often. It has some sentimental value. Man, all my knives have sentimental value. What am I talking about? My Calcula satin finish, red G10 liners, double black micarta. That's another option. This was from Mrs. B and the kids from 2024 Christmas. Um, the next option is my Tier 1 Mini, PVD coated. These are in the Calculas are CPMS 35 VN steel. The Tier 1 Mini is in CPM 154 CM. It's got orange G10 liners with OD micarta scales. Let me get caught up on here. Last couple days been hauling supplies to flood victims. I smoked my share of both. Right on, Crispy. Hey, thanks for looking out for dude. You're outstanding, man. The dude is a career Army veteran. Served the United States for what was it? I forget, 22 or 23 years, Crispy, and still continues to serve his community. Definitely setting an example for the rest of us to follow. Yeah, man, these guys that Man, lifers, every lifer I've ever met in the military, I absolutely respect. Just a different breed of people, absolutely 110% respectable. He smokes a lot of things. Gonzo, I think you're taking first prize with that. Speaking of which, man, you should Gonzo, email me afterwards. I'm gonna send you my address. Um, you can send me some gummies that aren't trash. Um, Another option I have is it's another Tier 1 Mini in satin finish with orange G10 liners and micarta scales, which I haven't done the scales in a little while. We'll do that in a second. Crispy is a real life hero. Oh, okay, I meant about the flood victims. Yeah. Smoke some Lucky Strikes like my dad used to. I remember, yeah, dude. Did you ever see those old sea rats that have Oh, it's like a 4 or 5 pack of Lucky Strikes that came in it. By the time I got around to seeing them, they were kind of like dried out and just beat. But yeah, it almost looked like it was a mini box and everything. Giant man in a Ford Ranger shows up to save the day. Lane Lucas, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the chat. Hello from West Virginia. Well, hello from New Hampshire, man. We got a lot of places covered here. We've got definitely some New Yorkers here. Not New York City, more on Dommy people, but like people from upstate New York and other legitimate places in New York, West Virginia. We got some Floridians in here, so yeah. Don't be surprised if you see some Florida man activities. We've got a pretty large veteran base, a lot of veterans, man. Our man Cannon from the Marine Corps, and he's the keeper of our mascot, our tactical corgi Mojo. We got Crispy Critter, lifelong veteran as well, man. Thank you for your service, brother. And we've got a lot of working class people in here. Lot of tradesmen, a lot of good people, all around good people. Doesn't matter what you do for a living, man. Just good people. People having a good time. Yeah, man. Um, Man in a Ford. Is that what you drive, Crispy? A Ford Ranger? You can order THCA gummies online legally that are pretty good. Yeah, Gonzo, you're gonna have to give me some info on that. Yeah, I don't have the technical, like what's good and what isn't and all that stuff. I find out afterwards sometimes. That's the best way to find out. You gotta field test the THC ratings yourself. But are we allowed to talk about that stuff on YouTube? I don't know. How does that pertain to the prepping survival community? I think it falls under medicinal stuff like that, right? Effing Ford Ranger, baby. Yeah, Crispy, hang on to it, man. Yeah, an older truck like that's worth more than a new truck nowadays. I'm in the ER for a stroke, but I'm fine. Well, as long as you're fine, man. Hey, I don't know what to say. There's people that smoke right on the lives. We're gonna have to arrange some camping trips and pack a couple bowls in, guys. For medicinal reasons, because of the hip and all. Hey, what's everybody carrying for little flashlights now? I busted out the i3T. This one here. This is the rechargeable one. The i3T2 EOS. Yeah, I busted this one out again. I don't know why. I still like my Streamlight, but right on, Gonzo. I appreciate that. For the glaucoma. Oh yeah, exactly, Crispy. For the glaucoma. I can pass for that. I got enough white hair. Well, I shaved the head, but I got the goatee going. I got enough white hairs. I think that'll work. Yeah, I got a little glaucoma going on, and I can't remember the rest of it, because I forgot to take those memory meds. Error, your message could not be sent. Please try again later. Error number, yeah. Yeah, I have no idea what that tool's going on about. I carry a coaster chargeable. Where are those made? I don't even think I've heard of those yet. Coaster chargeable. Anybody else? Um, oh yeah, Dana, the Arcfield Pro, man. I have looked into those, and the problem I have with the Arcfield Pro is it has the built-in battery. I can't like if the battery goes kaput while I'm out using it, I can't just switch out the battery. I gotta wait and charge it. So I try to. I'm sticking to like only stuff that I can change the battery in. Coast brand. I have a couple Coast, both rechargeable. Oh yeah, Nick, they're not great for EDC. I got you. I got you. The ultimate flashlight I'm looking at because I'm just obsessed with it is still that it's the Ace Beam Terminator MT2X or something with RGB. It's got the red, green, blue, but it's a dual tube. It has like this super LED spotlight, and then it has a second tube. It's a flat light, and man, it's like the size of a pack of smokes or something. Runs off an 18650 battery. I can't remember what the lumens are, but it's plenty. It's like 1200 or 1700 max or something. Yeah, yeah. Moonlight mode is probably the one I use the most, or I use like an actual red light just in general. If you're looking for something around the tent and stuff. And that's what that Ace Beam Terminator 2 thingy majiggy has. It's got a moonlight. It's got multiple settings. It has dual tube, like I said, spotlight or a floodlight. The spotlight's an LED, man, like huge big time light. They have a bigger version of it, but I'm like, oh, that's just not. It's like tactical if you're going to use it, maybe search and rescue or something like that. But for everyday camping, I mean, even the one I'm looking at, honestly, it's overkill, but I dig it. So that's what matters, man. Like the old saying goes, you got to love the kit you're with, right? Love the kit you're with. The original version of the Warrior Mini. Um, yeah, Nick, you're absolutely right. I enjoy it as well. I've got two of them. This one, I don't have a battery in it. Okay, Ricky Bobby. Because I have two of them, and I use one of the batteries for the backup thing, for like on TV. The thing I don't like about the Mini Warrior, and this is something I think a lot of manufacturers make a mistake with. I think if you're gonna run anything and it's gonna be a Warrior or a combat style flashlight or anything, it's gotta have the red. It's gotta have a red light, right? Even back in the day, Crispy, a lot of these guys can back me up on this one. The old military angle head flashlights, remember you know what I'm talking about, those big clunky things that had the filters in the bottom. You had like a red, blue, green filter. You could put the red filter on. Wife wants to put red light on porch and flamingos in the yard. I've been slacking on my duties. Nothing is overkill. Yeah, exactly, Cannon. Nothing is overkill. It's just enough. But yeah, it's got to have a red light for me, and a moonlight setting, which I've got the Warrior Mini 2s. The only thing I don't like about these ones is if you're carrying it in pocket, there's like this. You see the seam around the tail switch here, like you get lint in there, and it's game over, man. Like the thing stops working. It does have the little sensor. You can see the sensor right there, proximity sensor. So if it gets too close to something, it's not going to cook it. But yeah, I do have. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've got two. Because Mrs. B's going to need a flashlight as well, right? That she's never going to use. No, she's actually used the flashlights. Yeah, back in the day when I was still jumping. Yeah, once we tied down the airplane, I'd set up a tent and everything in the LZ, and start teaching Mrs. B how to camp. Setting up the tent, different stuff like that. Oh wow, dude, my OCD kicked in time and a half. Like I got to give her all the credit in the world. She was motivated, ambitious, all that stuff that you really enjoy, and she was wanting to learn and be a part of everything. And she would pack up the tent Oh my God, it was ugly as sin. But being a master parachute rigger, oh wow, did that trigger the PD? But I played it off, you know, it was good instructional. A for effort. I appreciated her effort more than I could possibly express. So I never said anything. But come Monday morning when we got home, she would usually have to go to work, and as soon as she went to work, dude, I was pulling that 10 out the bag, like setting everything up, dress, rolling it up like a champ, and putting it back together the way it should be. But yeah, I definitely A for effort. I really appreciated her enthusiasm, but yeah, the woman can't pack a tent, and I make it worse, man, because a lot of people have a hard time getting the tent back into the bag. But when you make a living at putting 10 pounds of shit into a 5 pound bag, not only could I fit the tent back in the original bag, but there's enough room in there for the sleeping bag and the pillow and a television and um clean them shits. Cut my coast off. Snap on tools truck. It's pen size. Oh yeah, it's yeah. So it's like one of these type thingies. Like when oh wow, that's broken. Way to go, Ricky Bobby. Oh no, I can fix it, I think. See, oh, the little tail thingy. I must have been messing around with the wrong thing at the wrong time. They do sell replacements of these little thumb. Yeah, it just must have popped out of there somehow. We'll have to we'll have to blame somebody else for that one. I don't know who did that. But yeah, like one of these, like two side, two AAA. This is the other one. These are Streamlight Pro Tacs because you know the tack part makes it tactical. Great flashlights, so I like them. Highly durable. I've never folded a tent for a top. Yeah, no P&A, you don't want to, man. Um, I get recruited a lot though. People would come around and at the drop zone, you know, people would come out camping for the weekend. They're like, "Hey, Rigger Tom, can you help us get this tent back in the bag?" And I'll be like, "Dude, $7 for a pack job. You know that." I would charge them for my services. It's like packing stuff is what I do for a living. I'm not doing it for free. I'll like start undercutting myself. Everybody will devalue my services. So which one is my favorite lipstick? Oh wow, that's you all right? You need to talk to somebody special? One of those people in a long white lab coat that writes down everything you say? Um, I've been thinking about getting Milwaukee's new M18 transfer stick pump. Um, your mom's lipstick is my favorite. Oh man, I don't. You can't say. Can you say pubes on YouTube? No, I'm not gonna go. You guys are gonna get. I'm gonna get me into trouble. I'm not blaming any of you. I'm. But you don't need to encourage me, guys, because I could say some stuff. Yo, who this goofy ninja from about them Ben Franks? Oh, are you jealous? Wouldn't you like to be a ninja too? Um, they only have the M12 version and finally did an M18 version. I don't know what I have a Milwaukee. This whole workbench is Milwaukee. I like Milwaukee tools. It matches my bicycle, which matches my parachute, which matches my shoes. So I'm digging it. The only power tool I have at the moment, I have a Milwaukee drill. It's I don't even know, guys. So yeah, because if you don't have all the details, people on YouTube call you a liar. But I have this drill here. Yeah, it's M18. So I don't. You'd think M18, you're gonna pull the pin and pop smoke, right? I think we should sue Milwaukee for the confusion. I thought I was buying a case of smokes, man, and I got this drill. It's pretty cool. It works great, though. I got the drill bit things to go with it, you know, for matching up different screw types. I got the other drill bits for making holes. Um, at least it was it. Oh, what's going on with Cannon? You know, I've talked to these people and they think I'm crazy. Yeah, Cannon went in to talk to him. They gave him a self-hugging jacket. Said, don't worry, little guy. Everything's going to be okay. And Gunny came in and saved the day, right? I do, yeah. I like Milwaukee. I can't complain about Milwaukee at all. I've had some pretty good luck with it. I went through, man, I was using DeWalt for a while, but DeWalt drill. But man, I went through like three of them in like a month and a half or 2 months. I guess DeWalt drills went through a period that the clutch in them was bad. So yeah, like the clutch would just strip out all the time. At first, I thought it was like operator error. I'm not exactly Mr. Handy super tool guy. But no, I guess DeWalt had like major defects with their clutch for a while. This is back quite a few years. But so after that, I kind of switched to Milwaukee. And then, yeah, when I was coming off the road from skydiving and doing all the stupid stuff, I found this workbench and I was like, oh, I need one of those. Like that's like if you're going to settle down after like, 25, like the better part of 3 decades traveling, you might as well get yourself a good workbench. So, yeah, man, when I got it, man, this workbench was like $650 and we got some Father's Day deal on it, like 15 or 20% off. And we were stoked about it. Yeah, Mrs. B was really excited about it as well because it keeps me busy doing stupid stuff instead of bothering her. But yeah, now the thing's like it's like 1,250 or 1,300 for the same exact one. Like it doubled in price. DeWalt, Milwaukee, Makita, Bosch, they all make good shit. Yeah. Yeah, I'll agree with you on that. I mean, like, yeah, they're all going to have their issues at some point. I mean, that's just everything in life. But yeah, I've always had good luck with like yeah, quality tools. I've owned a couple of Milwaukee products as well. My 60-volt cordless DeWalt circular saw is amazing. Yeah, the people in white jackets have absolutely no sense of humor. Yeah, you know who else doesn't have any sense of humor at all is TSA. Man, what a bunch of knuckleheads. I was taking a flight from Tampa up to New York one time, and I left a couple of finger trapping fids in the bottom of my like I was using my backpack as my carry-on. The same thing I would carry my EDC and back and forth to work, all that stuff. And it's just a blunted little needle. It's hollow in one end and it's threaded, so you put the cord in. It's a finger trapping fid, and I had like two of them in the bottom of my backpack I didn't know about. So when I was going through TSA security, they pulled me aside and they're like, "What are these for?" And I said, "Oh, those are finger trapping fids. I'm an FAA certificated master parachute rigger." I took out my airman certificate and I showed it to him. It's your airman certificate is like the pilot's license for aviation. They also put like other ratings on there that like parachute riggers and airplane mechanics and stuff like that. And they're like, you realize these could be used as a weapon. And I was like, dude, if that could be used as a weapon, take the seatbelts out because I could strangle a fool with a seatbelt. Oh man, I missed my flight, and I was supposed to land in Ithaca, and they ended up sending me up to like Trumansburg or whatever. Not Trumansburg. It's north of Ithaca, like 45 minutes. But yeah, man, that was a mistake. TSA has no sense of humor whatsoever. Gotta have that power for those cuts. Top row, second from the right side. This is a Exotac fire sleeve. It's a waterproof case for a Bic lighter. Really, really simple there. Definitely worth its weight. Adds a little buoyancy to it, helps it float, keeps it waterproof, keeps it dry, keeps it working all the time. I know there's some YouTube video trick on how to dry out your Bic quick, but if you just keep it dry in the first place, you don't have to worry about that trick. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, great. I've got like two of them now. They have them in solid black. They have them in OD in black. They've got like orange and black, glow in the dark in black or something like that as well. They also, I gotta get some, man, but they're kind of pricey. They make them for the mini Bic now as well, for the Gram Weenies, because if a Bic lighter with a case is too heavy, you can get the mini Bic with the waterproof case. Yeah, being you and me both, I could get into tools for days. Yeah, there's so much stuff. Like that's something I wish I was better at. I wish I was better at building stuff, like craftsman stuff, like useful woodworking. I'm sure I could figure it out at some point. I've never really had the tools and I traveled so much. So, Lane, yeah, just type in Exotac. Like, yeah, you can get them off, they're made in Georgia. The company's out of Georgia. In fact, if you go there, go to the Exotac website, and they have one of those. Give us your email, and we'll give you 20% off deals. So yeah, just go right to Exotac. It's EXOTIC or TAC. Yeah, no, yeah. Wow. EXOTAC, Exotac. They're out of Georgia. But yeah, if you go right to their website, they get like a 20% off deal. Year I was born, that's cool. Yeah, man, I want to call Tim and tell him too. Just don't order anything anodized in green, and you're all set, buddy. Yeah, I wonder if that's affected their. No, because I think they were subcontracting the anodizing. But yeah, just man, it triggers the OCD, man. There's the variables. It can come in lime greenish, light green, or actual olive drab. And I've got some other stuff that's the same. T.G.I.F is overrated. There, I said it. Yeah, Gonzo. I think the thing I don't like about T.G.I.F, and this is my personal opinion. I don't care what anybody else does or thinks, but you're gonna wait like months for your knife. Is just if it's custom, I don't mind the wait. You're making it to order, but if it's production, then yeah, you sometimes you got to roll the dice. If you're confident in your product, manufactured, have it available. I don't expect it like next day unless I'm willing to pay next day shipping. But I do expect to have it, not in like a 3 to 6 month time frame or 2 to 4 months or whatever it is, 3 or 4 months. Like, yeah, it's just too long to wait. If they were to fix that, that would be better. And I think their prices for some of their steel types and stuff are a little bit high. But he is, I fully support TCal. If you're willing to accept those terms, then you are supporting a USMC veteran. So yeah, you're supporting a Marine Corps veteran, making it in the USA. So got to respect that. So as long as you don't mind waiting a little bit, things like that, then yeah. Wish people would get off their nuts though. Yeah. Yeah, just getting caught up on the comments, guys. Um, wish people would get off their nuts though. That's how I feel about the Kaiser Miltaw. It's not authentic to glaze constantly. What's your opinion? Best knife steel? My opinion on best knife steel is what are you going to use it for? Um, yeah, if you're looking for like edge retention and stuff, like my top three favorites are Magna Cut CPM S35 VN and CPM 3V. Those are my three favorites. Yeah, under survival, I'm looking for like maximum edge retention. So, I have a lot of experience with CPMS 35 VN, so that's probably my number one choice. My number two choice is Magna Cut for the edge retention, which a lot of it is going to also fall into heat treatment and stuff like that. Um, or those batons? There's no batons. Flashlights. We got flashlights. No batons though. I think TCal is priced a bit high for what they. Yeah, I think their prices have gone up recently. But I mean, hey, you're supporting a U.S. made product, which we need to do. Because yeah, rather than supporting communist China with everything we buy, I'd rather pay a bit more. Um, in my country, but I paid free fly free, so I can't complain. But I played free 50 for. Yeah, you can't complain when you get it for free for sure. BNA. I meant baton flashlight, the Olights. No, they are what are they? Mini Warrior 2s. Yeah, they're Mini Warrior 2s. Sorry, man. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Yes, yeah, Olight does have a flashlight named baton. I thought you were talking like an ASP baton, for like cracking somebody in the skull for being bad. Like, no, that's my cupcake. You can't touch it. Thwack. Um, Kazakhstan, nice, okay. Um, yeah, Nick, you're right. Yeah, there's no rule saying you have to love it. I mean, I love TCal. Don't get me wrong. I think they run a hell of an operation. Um, I think that he totally copied my making coffee indoors, though. No, I'm just kidding. I'm lying about that. Thanks for making me aware of that, though, guys. The making coffee indoors is not an original idea, but yeah, man, I think they run a great operation. I think you can catch your lives on Sunday morning. It's a good time. They're enthusiastic. They do care about their quality control. I've never heard anything bad about their customer service. I just put my 2 cents into it. So, yeah, like I said, the only two things that I dislike about TCal is I don't like the concept of having to wait for a production knife, which is my opinion, and I do think they are a little bit pricey. But once again, my opinion. Would I buy one? Absolutely, yeah. I would actually give TCal a chance. But I've got my own. Do I think TCal is as good as Phobos knives? Absolutely not. But that's just my opinion. I happen to have a thing for Phobos knives. I'm completely transparent about here. I am 110% biased because I like what I like, just like everybody else here likes what they like, and that's just how I roll. You do you, boo. Um, Nick, nice sunrise here in rain this evening. My favorite time of the day. Yeah, sunrise and sunsets, man, they're the best. Man, I used to love enjoying a good sunset out at the drop zone, looking out over the LZ, just wondering what the day is going to be. And then there's a reward for making it to the sunset. Did I say sunset first? Sunrise and then sunset, right, guys? Um, yeah, Nick, good night. In fact, we had a thing over at Jumptown in Orange, Massachusetts. At the end of the day, we'd all get together and yeah, have a little shot of whiskey, little glass of whiskey, and enjoy the sunset. I just don't think that enough people take the time out of the day to enjoy some of the simple things, the natural beauty that's out there, and just surviving the day sometimes can be a feat in and of itself. Especially for you automobile drivers, man, you guys are taking out more people than the pew pews are. So if you have a long haul, long drive, you spend a lot of time in the automobile, then yeah, count your days. It's a blessing, guys. Um, Later, man, have to go. All right. Hey, Lane, thanks for hanging out with us. We definitely appreciate you being here. Hopefully, we'll catch you on the next one. Um, Daily goals. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Especially for some of the tradesmen, right, Nick? Yeah, having all 10 fingers and all 10 toes. That's a blessing as well. No kid. You're not wrong there. I think we all have a friend or two that held on to the M80 a little too long, or thought for sure, no, I know how to use a table saw. You can't tell me. So yeah, there's plenty of those people out there. Just making sure I didn't miss any comments or anything. Eyes too, but yeah, natural beauty is underappreciated. People need to get out and touch grass. Freaking morning people rather be sleeping. Really, Cannon, you'd. I always figured you as an early rise kind of guy. Um, yeah, Dana, you're right. Natural beauty too, and I'll have you to know that's one of the things I love about Mrs. B, is she's a naturally beautiful woman. She doesn't need to paint a face on every morning. Yeah, I appreciate that. Like, yeah, the only person she's got to impress is me. She doesn't have to worry about everybody else, and I've been impressed. So life is good. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Exactly. Yeah. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, man. We used to say, stupidity should be painful. Here, hold my beer, guys. Watch this. Yeah. Ends up being the person with a limp in the morning. I set them up. Tom knocks them down. Well done. Canada, did you get your coffee yet? Is that the problem? I know you're running. Ken is trying to get ready for work, and Mojo, the tactical corgi, is like, "No, man, throw a ball. We got training to do, son." Natural selection needs to pick up. Yeah, you're not kidding, Crispy. Natural selection does need to pick up the pace. There needs to be a few Darwin awards. Yeah, there needs to be a few more Darwin awards awarded. Like, there's a whole lot of stupid out there, and you're wondering how they're gonna make it. Yeah, it baffles me as well. Um, yeah, we're not carrying any of these today. We can take those out of the picture. Um, yeah, there's man. In fact, one of the things I miss about skydiving is telling people you're not good enough to do this. Like, you're just, if we let you jump out of an airplane, I think it's going to drastically shorten your life expectancy. Like, not that's one of the lies I think a lot of people grow up with is you can be anything you want to be when you grow up. No, you can't. Not everybody has the skill sets to do stuff. That's why I'm not part of the Thunderbirds or the Blue Angels. Because that would have been a perfect job for me. Like, yeah, it doesn't matter. FA-18s, F-16s, doesn't matter. Yeah, I would have been a great fighter pilot, but yeah, the thing is, I got astigmatism in my left eye, and hey, maybe I wasn't smart enough to do that anyhow. It doesn't matter. But you can't be anything you want to be. Yeah, not everybody measures up. Some people, the world is what it is. We need people to do other jobs as well. So I'm gonna get myself in trouble going down that road, though. Um, Believe it or not, I'm definitely a night owl. Was born on the other side of the earth. My time clock is 12 hours past. All right, that makes sense. So that's why you're always up late at night. And then when you should be getting up, you're wanting to go to sleep. Yeah, man, I'm with you. These guys and gals that make up the Blue Angels. Yeah. Yeah, they are, man. They are some phenomenal pilots, man. The United States is fortunate. We're fortunate that we have so many aircraft, and we're also fortunate that we have enough talented pilots to fly them. Amongst all the other things that we have, that our military has, it's just outstanding. It's an outstanding. We are fortunate to be born here, and there are people that are fortunate to be able to live here as well. And I think more people need to recognize that because everybody here knows one thing that pisses me off. It's that anti-American stuff. If you hate America that much, you're free to go. Like, go someplace else. Same thing. If America sucks so bad, then why are millions of people risking their life to break into here? Like, literally, that's the whole thing. All these people risk their life to get here. Well, it must be outstanding then. Because if it sucked, I wouldn't risk my life to go somewhere. Um, so yeah, I think that's just, we're being fed a lot of propaganda. And a lot of things aren't as bad as we're told they are. Hell, that's some FIFA Cup. I don't follow professional sports on any level. Just not my thing. Um, but the FIFA World Cup was here, and to everybody's surprise, all the Europeans that came over, they realized the amount of propaganda they were being fed. They realized that Americans in general are like happy people, friendly people, saying hello, generous. Hey, let me get you dinner. So yeah, all the Europeans that came here, to watch a game of soccer, football for our European cousins. Yeah, that was a rude awakening, probably for the people that, the powers that be that don't like things going well. Yeah, it was definitely a kick in the nuts to them because yeah, many Europeans got to find out just how awesome being American is. So sorry, Nick, I was driving raw. Yeah, these guys. Yeah, best of the best, definitely. Elsie Buell, good morning, my man. How you doing? It's been a minute. How's life treating you, brother? Yeah, Cannon. Drive safe. Don't run anybody over. And unless they're holding up some anti-American propaganda, then step on the gas and no, I can't say that on YouTube, can I? No, just do what you got to do, Cannon. I trust you to make a good judgment call. Oh, been dealing with the government. Good. Well, and it's probably never good, right? I highly doubt they showed up to say, "Hey, LC, we've been screwing up on your taxes for the last 20 years, so here's $157,000 that we overcharged you. It wasn't that good, was it?" Speaking of getting screwed, man, you know the Powerball thing? They're going to start selling that to foreign countries now. They're going to get in on the Powerball. So it looks like we're going to be exporting more hundreds of millions of dollars to foreign countries because I'm sure they're going to figure out a way to rig the system so that some little turd country somewhere gets a whole bunch of American money. Um, Hell, I barely trust myself to make a good judgment call. The child trafficking kind of government, not taxes. Oh, no kidding. Hell, I barely. That's okay, Cannon. That's why you have Mojo. Mojo is there to keep you on course, brother. Mojo's got to be one of the best dogs on the planet. We had to pay $1,300 in taxes yesterday and then have school and flood coming up in October. Oh, yeah, Nick, that hurts, right? What I can't figure out is the automobile drivers. Why do they make you register your car every single year? Like you should register your car once and then it just stays that way. You know, you get your plates, you put them on your car, your automobile, whatever. And it should stay that way. Like unless you get it painted, then you got to go in and change the registration because the color of the vehicle changed. But I mean, I agree with the inspection because there's too many cheap people out there that'll just be like, nah, I'll fix it when it breaks. They'll be driving around dangerous vehicles. But the registration thing every year for, you know, a percentage of the value is just crazy. Yeah, Crispy, I agree with you, man. We hit the lottery being born here, man. In fact, yeah, man, it's something that's always in my head. Yeah, extremely fortunate to be born in America. Yeah, man, we're just awarded like tons of opportunities. I know not everything's perfect. We got some issues here, just like every place else. But I mean, the poorest people in our country are upper middle class in most countries. So yeah, we're extremely fortunate here with all the opportunities that we have. I mean, you can make it and break it and make it again here in the United States as long as you're willing to put in the effort and just yeah, man, it's outstanding. It really is. I think Dean P. The Gerber LMF2 infantry knife is in my crosshairs for next month. What do you think? USA made. Oh, Dean, you know I'm going to tell you to get a Phobos instead. Just yeah, man, stack your coins until you can get one. But back in the day, I had a Gerber LMF. I had both the BMF and the LMF. The LMF is the light multifunction. The BMF was the basic multifunction. And yeah, different sheath system back then too. I had one with a Gerber Gator. Um, the older LMFs and BMFs had like a strap that went around with like two buttons, so you could put I would put the knife sheath either the Gerber Gator or the multi tool, and then put a Ranger band over it as well. And that's how I carried that stuff. That's back in the day. I don't know what they're making nowadays. So yeah, man, I don't know. Maybe do a little more shopping. Maybe hold out for something bigger and better. Yeah, Dean, patience is a virtue. And the more patient you are, the bigger the reward, man. And it takes a little while to get used to because as Americans, a lot of us are used to instant gratification, you know? I can buy it and they can send it to me from California. I can have it tomorrow. But I'll tell you the reward for patience and working towards what you really want is so much better than that, like, oh, I got it, but is it gonna, you know what I'm saying? It's a tough game to play, but I'll tell you, but based on my experience, I'd rather save for 6 months and buy myself like I don't know, like here a Spartan Blades Hersey folder, right? They're like $500. I'd rather save for 6 months and buy one Spartan Blades Hersey folder than buy myself a $50 budget banger twice a month. Yeah, I'm gonna end up with 12 knives, and none of them I'm gonna be really happy with. And then I gotta like, what do I do with 12 knives? I'd rather just have one good quality knife. Like I'm still gonna rant and rave about that. Quality over quantity. Buy once, cry once. Um, Delayed gratification is a wonderful thing. Yeah, exactly, Dana. Yeah. And it really is. The juice is worth the squeeze. Trust me. Give it a try. Just give it a try. Now that goes. I know a lot of the guys in here. That's why you're here. You think like that, you know. And it really is worth it. Like, yeah, I'd rather save up. Like, oh man, in fact, I know the guy, Crispy Critter. If he's still here, he's got an incredibly nice Spyderco Shaman. Like, I'd rather save up and get that. I think they're like $250, $300. I don't know, guys. What's a Shaman going for? Yeah, I'd rather buy one nice Spyderco Shaman and rock that thing for years than just keep on getting the next budget banger of the week, guys. Click the link in the description. Just it's not how I roll. Like, yeah, and here's a great example. This is an outstanding knife. This is a Spyderco Sage 5 CF. B&A gifted it to me, and it's coming up on 2 years. I don't need another folder. This is what I carry. This is what I use. This is my legit EDC. Very, very few YouTubers can say I own one folder, I use one folder. Why do I need so many? This is of a high enough quality that it goes in and out of the pocket. It's been flicked a couple of thousand times here on YouTube at least. And yeah, a little stropping, a little lube in the joint there, and it just keeps on going and going. Well, I'm not getting a Chinaman knife, but you really look. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's just an example, Dean. Like I said, that's why I also threw in the Spartan Blades makes a lot of good knives. There's some really great knives out there. I'd rather, yeah, just buy once, cry once, and yeah, and it just works out better. I will have the Spartan Harsey Plague Doctor eventually. Oh yeah, Dana, when you get that one, let me know. Spartan Blades is another knife company I thoroughly enjoy. Yeah, I do enjoy. Yeah, Shaman Salt and Magna Cut, $300. Don't they? They have a left-handed version too. That's one of the things I do like about Spyderco as well. Is they have they have a link on their website. You can just it gives them all the left-handed models. I'm left-handed naturally, somewhat ambidextrous depending on what it is, but I have a brand new Charmin I never carry. I should give it to you, Tom. I don't carry it ever. Yeah, I'd totally rock it, Nick. Maybe we can work something out on that, brother. I would be interested in that for sure. And we can blame Crispy Critter on that one because, yeah, he sent me some nice pictures of his EDC, and it's like, dude, wow, man, absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, I do. The Spyderco, man, the models I've looked at, definitely the Shaman, the Bodacious, and of course, it goes without saying they're para models. The Para 2 and Para 3. Of course, I've looked at those because there's very few people on this planet that can rock any type of para gear and not be a poser for it. That's my whole reason. Like, that's my pride and joy of my Vargo para bottle. It's it's a para bottle, man, and it'll probably never jump. But hey, man, I dig this stuff. I like the LMF2 infantry better than the strong arm though. Yeah, Dean, I would agree with you on that. I definitely, yeah, I think the LMF2 is definitely better than the strong arm. I'm not a strong arm fan. Yeah, when that knife first came out, it was like $30, and then it got popular, so they brought it all the way up to like $90, and that wasn't, and then the problem got even worse. It got exacerbated because people started knocking it off because it was an inexpensive knife to make, but they could sell them for, $70, $80, undercut the real deal. So there's a lot of like clones, knockoffs, whatever you want to call them out there when it comes to the strong arm. But yeah, I'm a little bit questionable of Gerber and SOG modern stuff. Like, if you can find something that's like 15, 20 years old, it's like modern automobiles, man. They're making them so fast, so quick. I've seen some of the SOG stuff that they just, when they were grinding the edges on, they cooked it so the edges were just flaking off. Like, it was like made out of like sugar candy or something. It was weird. DBK, Dutch Bushcraft Knives, they've done a couple of videos with modern SOGs, and yeah, the quality control, what you're getting out the door. I think they're some of the stuff they just make because people's putting it in a bug out bag in the closet and they're never going to use it. Because if the first time you use it, you'll realize that it falls apart. Um, the model in particular was SOG. I want to man, it was like some jungle something, jungle machete, jungle something. But yeah, if you go to Dutch Bushcraft Knives, the YouTube channel DBK, yeah, go through their library. It was one of their standard Thursday. Yeah, they post a long form every Thursday. It was one of those, maybe I don't know, 6 months or a year ago, something. But it's on the yeah, like it was cooked, it was fried. And you would think if they're sending it to a YouTuber, an influencer, whatever they're called, they would kind of do a thorough quality control through the thing. And yeah, they definitely did. And I watched that video and I was like, and I've owned a bunch of SOGs. I broke a few of them. But after that, I was like, I'll never buy another SOG again after watching that. I recently got a case trapper, and the main blade had a blunt tip. I had it reprofile. It blew my mind that case let that go out the circulation like that. Yeah, yeah, Ken. There's a lot of companies like that. A lot of them have sold out the manufacturing, and the quality control is just like, did anybody even look at this? Like, yeah, and case used to be outstanding, man. Outstanding knives. But yeah, you gotta question what's coming out nowadays. Modern song, I'm skeptical about. I'd rather pay 300 for a USA or a Seki. Yeah. Also, why I want the Ontario ASEC. It's about 135 and it's built to be abused and still hold up and isn't gonna. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Nick. They do. They clone everything nowadays. It's like, come on, really? It's even worse if you send something, to Dragon Country to have it made. From the inside info I get from the the knife community, the knife business end, people that are in manufacturing like Phobos knives and stuff. Yeah, if you have something made over there, like they pretty much, if you had 1,000 pieces made, they run your 1,000 pieces off the machine, box them up, send them to you, and then they just degrade the materials and make another 10,000 of them and sell them for half the price. Yeah, it's really effed up. See now that and that what's sad is they have to have some way like if you patent something in the United States, like other countries don't care about U.S. patents. It's just the way the world works. But what they should do is if you're importing something into the United States and it violates a patent, not allow it to be imported. And that's kind of how like it's a waste of money to get a patent nowadays. And patents are expensive, man. They start at like $35,000 and up. I don't, and that was 20 years ago, man. When I was, because we would patent some of the wingsuit designs that we had, and it costs $35,000 and upward, and can take 2 years and change to get a patent to go through. And then all it takes is somebody in another country to be like, we don't care what your patent is, and pick the stitches and make a pattern and start producing it. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, China is shameless, man. And I am totally against. Like, I understand we're gonna get stuck because somebody out there is gonna be like, "Oh, dude, flip your coffee cup over." I bet it says, "You're right. You're right. There's tons of stuff made in China, and we can't get around it entirely yet. But we can start fixing it. We can do the best we can. Like, we don't have to like. I will not knowingly buy something made in China, and when I get duped, man, I talk about it. I'm like, man, I thought I was buying a U.S. made product, but when I flipped it over, it said made in China, and I got all butthurt about it. Like, I feel like I wasted my money sometimes. But that's the whole thing. We need to make decisions. Like they say, vote with your wallet. Man, it is the same thing with all of that stuff, man. Just, yeah, we got to just start making better decisions. It's worth saving for a couple of months to buy something that we really, really want rather than just to, appease that instant gratification of getting something overnight. I'm extremely cautious with my purchases. Hey, that's one perk to being broke is when you have a little bit of money to spend, you really think about how you spend it. And I definitely don't have the income that I used to, not even remotely. So when it comes time to me for me to buy something that I plan to use, which is whether or not I was doing YouTube or not, these are all things that I would do anyhow. And I've decided to stay on that route. So anything that I buy it's well thought out. It's worth the wait. Um, Yeah, exactly. B&A. That's why that company, Klacken, they tried duping me on that. They got one of their knife designers is from like Minnesota. Another one's, I don't know, Colorado. And the third knife designer, is from German. They want us to think German engineering. And but yeah, there it's made in Wushishuki, China, whatever the hell it is, China something. If you go on, man, it was like a week or two. It shouldn't be too far behind. I haven't been doing too many shorts lately, just because why I don't know. Um, but yeah, if you go into my shorts list, there's one I had both the Silky Natas in the 180 and the 240, and that yeah, Clacking Knives left a thing on there like, hey, we liked your review of this, blah blah blah. How do we contact you to do a partnership or some stuff like that? And I just like I won't be bothered with it. Like I look up the companies before I even bother replying to them. Um, oh, what's that? Have you ever fought a bear? Have I ever fought a bear? No, I haven't. I've seen quite a few. Never had to fight one though. Nor would I want to. But Crispy has. Crispy, tell us a story. That sounds like some old first sergeant story, doesn't it? Um, yeah, it sucks, but makes me appreciate what I own. Exactly, Dean. Yeah, yeah. Is that some that's your first permanent party assignment? The first time you ever talked to your first sergeant? I ever tell you about the time I fought a bear, son? Um, yeah, I want to wear them belt like a berserker. Dean was role playing Bjorn Ironside, right? Oh, I thought they were calling me Crispy. Bears in my MREs almost let him walk. Don't be getting up in the MRE, son. That there'll win you a Darwin Award. As Marines, we are not ordered to lose, we win. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's I fought a bear once. I dated a redhead, right? Um Dana, how's that working out for you? Yeah, Mrs. B, she's kind of like a dirty blondish, in that category. But if you flip the bitch switch, it turns red. The reds are different breed. I'm half red. Yeah, there's something different about a ginger. They just wire them differently. My facial hair tells no lies. Um, they actually only make up 5% of. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a small percentage of people that are redheads, and it's like 100% European, isn't it? Isn't it like Scotland or so? I forget, man. Um, Wedded Blish. I think she's listening. Oh, Dana, they can hear us, man. Fortunately, I've got all of you to blame everything for. Like, yeah, if we're doing stupid stuff in here, remember we were starting fires in the house for a while, and I was like, yeah, but B&A said it would be fun, and Chaos said it would be okay. You wouldn't mind. So yeah, you guys live far away from here. I have no problems throwing any of you under the bus. Just fair warning for those of you who are new or don't know. Like, yeah, if Mrs. B comes in here like, what are you doing? We're like, I'm blaming it on one of you. One of you's going down for it. Um, I fought a bear once too. She was a meth head. Um, I am Scottish, Irish, and Norwegian. That's cool, Dean. Scottish, Irish, and what? But aren't you American too? That's you got to throw in the American part for sure, man. Like if you're living in America, if you were born and raised in America, you got to be American. Like yeah, well, like I think American pride needs to make a comeback all the way around. Doesn't matter. Like just yeah, we're all American. We're all united under the United States of America. We all wear the red, white, and blue, and there's many of us. Our blood runs red, white, and blue. So yeah, absolutely, 110%. I dude, there's people that get upset. They'll ask me like, what's your nationality? I'm like, I'm freaking American. Like, no, no, what else? I'm like, no, no, I was born in the United States of America, right in Manchester, New Hampshire, by the way. My parents were born in New Hampshire. Both my grandparents were both born in New Hampshire. My great grandparents, my great great grandparents were all born in the United States of America. I'm American before anything. And what else are you? I don't know. I don't care. I know I'm American. That's the part that matters to me. Like, hey, I'm not dissing on anybody, because everybody can have their heritage, pride, their ancestry, whether you're, Native American, Irish, Scottish, English, whatever your previous ancestors were. Like, rock that out. But let's be American first and foremost. Um, yeah, sorry about that little rant, guys. But I've had people like they get upset with me, like when I'm American. No, what else are you, man? Like, why you got to be like that? It's like, well, me personally, I don't give a shit what else I might be. I know what I am. Um, red, black, white skin color, like the one song. Exactly, yeah. And then my grandfather came and threw in the Filipino. Yeah, in fact, I get people give me a hard time because I look past a lot of that. I'm 110%. I judge a person by their character. I don't care what ancestry you have, what race, religion. It doesn't matter. I 110% judge people by their character. And there's good people and there's absolute shitheads out there, man. I love the good people. I really do. My heritage came over in late 1600s from the French Alps. Ah, geez. So you were almost a Quebecian, huh, or something? Or hey, did you see the Cubs game thing? Where the Vietnam veteran slapped the young? Yeah, Cannon, I saw that. I did. Stand up there, Sonny. That's a good old fashioned, like, hey, have some respect, right? Yeah. Anybody else? Yeah. Um, that's worth a rewatch, even. And he'll probably be the first one standing in line for benefits and stuff, Um, yeah, I think my well, here I'm gonna get in trouble again. I think anybody out there chanting "Death to America," "I hate America," they should be given a one-way ticket out of here. Connect boot to ass and send them flying. Yeah, there's no room for that crap anymore. Like, we got to start buckling down, secure our borders, secure our country, and yeah, just like a cancer, you got to cut that rot out. And yeah, we need to send the haters packing. Oh, I also have some French in blood as well. Dean, we're just gonna label you a full blown mutt, man. A little of this, a little of that, a little from everywhere. Yeah, man, just a full blown mutt. But it's okay. You're still welcome, man. We still love you. Um, you notice they never say it to proud. Yeah, exactly, Nick. Yeah, they never say it to proud Americans. Yeah, the Vietnam vet belted him in the back of the head twice for not standing for the anthem. It went viral. It was awesome. Yeah. Oh, Cannon. I watched it a couple times. Man, I went and made a head call. Came back. Man, I made sure that yeah, that video, the algorithm knew I liked it. I gave it a like and everything. I'm also really bad at thumb typing. Yeah, dude, I'm not good at not that I practice, not that I try. I'm not good at the modern phone thing on any level. There's a lot of things I can do in my life, and the modern phone thing is not one of my strong points. Um, yeah, like everything's a pain in the ass with it. um, I'm just, I'm not one with the technologies. Would be the politically correct way of saying it, but the realistic way that everyone here will understand it. I'm just a full blown tech tard, and I haven't got the time to really give a shit about it. So I just roll with the punches. I don't try to claim to be some super tech IT guy or something. If I don't like over editing, there's some videos I've tried to watch on YouTube where yeah, they got to change the screen every 2 seconds. It's like ping, this angle, this picture, that B-roll, 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 B-roll. And well, the person, I can't watch that crap, man. It's like, it's dangerous too. What if somebody has epilepsy? You could trigger an episode. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Yeah, Nick. I think we all are to some degree, but I think that some people just I don't know what it is. Some type of identity crisis going on. It's the labeling thing. Everybody needs an additional title. Like I said, it's cool to be proud of your ancestry. I completely agree with that. But I think some people just get too tied up into it. It's like every sport. Every sport like skiing. You can't just go skiing. It's either downhill or slalom or moguls or ballet or randonnée or cross country or rock climbing, you don't just go rock climbing. It's trad, it's sport, it's bouldering, it's free soloing, it's aid climbing, it's throwing dinos, everything's like that nowadays. Everybody, you just can't go out and do the thing. You got to have like 18 different labels to go with it. It's like, individuality or something. I don't get it. I'm not actually third. I think Italian. I'm mostly Italian, but not 100. But yeah. But Nick, we can agree you're 100% American, brother. That one we don't have to figure out. No guesswork there. Though I think the term "mutt" is frowned upon in the Filipino community, so I gotta be careful. Yeah, Dean, I have no clue, man. I just don't. But yeah, we're not in the Philippines, so we don't have to worry about it. Yeah, exactly, Nick. Yeah. There's only two genders. Did anybody see that freak show? Well, we're talking about other shorts and stuff. There was a freak show thing at like Central Florida University, the blue and black hair thing going like, she flipping out on the cop. Like, yeah, it's like, get your mental health disorder in check. Like, yeah, I can't believe we're promoting that. Remember when you had one physical that did it all? Everything is specialized now. Well, yeah, crispy. That way, there they can get you. They can get you in there for more visits and charge you more. Like that's. I think. Yeah, that's one of the problems with healthcare now. Healthcare has gone. It's totally about profit margins, and like they're always referring you. Like you go in to see your doctor, and it's like, oh, I got to send you to a specialist. And then that specialist sends you to another specialist, and each one of them's got their handout. You're paying them, and then you end up back at the same doctor, and he's like, oh, just take 800 milligrams of ibuprofen. Like 800 milligrams of Motrin, that'll fix you. B&A's pregnant. B&A, you need to talk to your guy, get some different shit. I don't know what you're smoking, dude, but you need to change up that. Yeah, just throw that shit away. Flush it, dude. It's not what you thought it was. Dean, I was born in the Philippines and migrated here to America. At the age of 8, you will never hear me say I'm Filipino and American. My parents didn't even let us speak Tagalog. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Cannon is he's a great example of people that immigrate and assimilate to the country because, like Cannon says, his parents left the Philippines for a reason, not so they could, like they came here to be Americans. So yeah, I love Cannon's yeah. Drum roll, please. They said we're in America. Now you speak English. I told you to swap. Yeah. Oh wow. Well, this is gone south real fast, but it's okay. Yeah, B&A Crispy told you to swallow, so. Bone sauce, Crispy. I had a vasectomy 15 years ago. Best decision I ever made. Well, good thinking, Nick. Now you can't get pregnant like B&A, so that's outstanding. Yeah, so Pat, we got to ask, man. Are you expecting a boy or a girl? I mean, what kind of turd are you expecting? Um, Dude, my mom and aunts dealt with a lot of racism as they were growing up, so I have to tread lightly on the subject. Wake and bake is working. All right, Ed, we'll drink to that, Crispy. The wake and bake is we'll have. Do you think YouTube would penalize me for using that as a title? I could drive down to Massachusetts or something and get like a pre-roll. Or Vermont, Maine does. I can travel pretty much east, west, or south and get something. But I wonder how a wake and bake live chat. Well, hell, seeing how you guys weren't a fan of my indoor coffee making, Maybe we'll have to do a Sunday morning. Yeah, we'll come up with a title. Yeah, Sunday morning, Sunday morning wake and bake social or something. I don't think they mind weed. Yeah, the Philippines are corrupt as shithole country. I'll never go back there. Yeah, I've seen some info on it, Cannon. Yeah, it's probably a solid decision. I don't think they're exactly. Yeah, they're not on the level there. Yeah, my family fled the yeah. Oh, bushcraft. I had about 5 green monsters this past week. Living the high life. It was so tasty and nice. Put them back on the black coffee, dude. I do the coffee in the morning. Speaking of which, we're about to polish this off. I did leave enough for Mrs. B because if she doesn't have her morning coffee, then we're dealing with Mrs. Mega B. You know what I'm saying? So you've got a little bit. I just polish that off. You've got you've got a caffeine addiction when you're chugging your coffee, but you got game, right? Because when your coffee cup matches your knives, right? FOBOS, for operators by operators, guys. We're getting a crack in the can now. Oh yeah. This is probably the unhealthiest beverage I've had in my entire life, but I can say that because they don't sponsor this. Maybe that's why I don't get sponsored. But Monster Energy, the choice of the next generation, or some crap like that. ASMR little. What they ought to come out with is THC infused Monster. Wouldn't that'd be like the great what's that Grey Goose? What's that vodka there? The vodka and Red Bull. Anybody remember that? Well, B&A, if you've never had a Red Bull or a Monster, you should now. It's a lot of caffeine to have if you're pregnant. You want to take care of that turd. Those ice cold are like ambrosia. They are, man. Um, but the brand, well, they sponsor a lot of stuff too. Monster Energy does sponsor a lot of outdoor activities, type extreme sports, whatever you want to call them. So Monster does do that, but yeah, man, it's like everybody's got their crutches. That's one of mine. Can't complain about it. But yeah, we'll have to look into doing a wake and bake or something for Sunday. Dude, THC and green. You could be exactly, yeah. That way there, yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Yeah, you could be freaking stoned as can be and still productive. You could be high and happy getting the job done. I once had green flavored Monster Veil juice. It was awesome. Man, I forget what it's called. There's a Brazilian drink though that it comes in a 2-liter bottle, but it's basically like Monster drink in a 2-liter bottle. If there's a Brazilian store by you, check it out. It's called. Oh man, I don't even want to get. I'll have to look it up and get back to you guys. It's one of those things. It's good stuff though. My stepdad would call that a hippie speedball. It can't be good for you. Just like the Red Bull and vodka was not good for you. And definitely not healthy, but it was a fun thing to do. We did that, here, hold my beer, watch this more than a few times at the drop zone. Yeah, what could possibly go wrong? So, yeah, anybody got anything planned for this weekend? Any hiking, biking, camping, cycling, bike packing, bike touring, a little archery, a little pew-pew action? You'll shoot your eye out. Hey, guys, did you know there's a part 2 to that? I just recently discovered that. My dad would call that, I wish they could make Green Monster the exact same flavor, but not as hard on the heart. Yeah. Dean, you got to build up a tolerance. That's on you, brother. You got to kick back like 3-4 days. No, don't do that. That's bad advice. Yeah, when you chug your coffee so you can make more room in your cup for more coffee, you have my problem. Yeah, Dana, I would have filled the coffee cup up again, but Yeah, Mrs. B is she's gonna want some coffee when she gets up. I have the backup coffee cup just in case. Yeah, buddy. Um, I can chuck some greens when I'm on a roll. I do declare you have some yard work this weekend. Oh, you have I have or you have? I've got to do a few things. Aren't they? Yeah, this is my urban coffee cup. This is my backup cup. This is my primary coffee cup in case I got the plan B just in case I put this one down somewhere and Mrs. B's like, "Where's your coffee cup?" I don't know. And then for the field coffee, for the outdoor coffee, I've got this coffee cup. So yeah, we've got the coffee cups covered. Yeah, this is the enamel one. Steel enamel. B, B, B&A thought the baby was kicking, then he farted. Um, no, that's sorry, Pat. I didn't mean to. Yeah, it's all in fun and games. Dude, you open that can of worms. You can't blame us, dude. But isn't that okay? Yeah, that totally threw us for a loop. So yeah, you guys saw that then, that crazy, the black and blue haired super freak. Um, what a shit show that was. Like you're like, come on, man, this is just embarrassing. That's where like we need to fix some stuff. Like open the asylums again. You know, like just I don't understand that level of like what possesses somebody to be that dysfunctional. Like I've done some dysfunctional things in my days. Don't get me wrong, but it's more like here, hold my beer, watch this as I launch like a little 50cc motorbike. You know, after 12 pack of beer and a couple shots over the bonfire. You know, stack a couple cinder blocks and throw a piece of plywood on there, call it a jump, and people are like, dude, that doesn't look safe. And it's like, nah, man, we've been doing this since I was like 6, man. Like that was the thing back in the day. You know, like Gen X, that's just how we rolled. Damn, it's 99 degrees in the shop. Oh, Cannon, that's good weather to get warmed up in. They don't have AC for you guys. You need one of those. What's a Core Concepts or something? They've got the ice plates. They're almost like, you know, like you throw them in your plate carrier, but it's just filled with ice. I've sent a Thai coffee cup. You can use a yeah, yeah. I've got a Thai coffee cup as well. In fact, it goes with. I usually have it with my Vargo Parabottle. I've got a 450 milliliter uh, titanium coffee cup with the lid. Yeah, yeah. B&A, same here, man. We got good weather. We got yeah. What's no? That's the wrong button, man. Come on, Ricky Bobby, you can do it. I'm having a Ricky Bobby kind of morning. Yeah. Oh, it's 55 degrees at yeah. Man, that's this is why I hate smartwatches because they always do the battery low thing. But yeah, five till 7. It's 55 degrees currently here in New Hampshire, so the chances of swamp ass today are minimal. You know, low to minimal. I mean, maybe if you're out there doing a lot of running or something, you might get a little swamp ass. But Cannon, it sounds like it's guaranteed for you, brother. You might want to get out some Gold Bond. That would be my advice. Grab out some Gold Bond and you. Yeah, if it ain't raining, we ain't training. It's 59 in Boston. Yeah. Oh, that's Boston. The Mayor Wu there. Yeah, that just gives me cringe every time. Sorry. I used to like Boston, the north end of Boston. I used to visit the Cafe Vittoria in the north end of Boston. Um, you'll never lose that. You can see that in a fog and a dust storm. Exactly. I legit checked my floor heater a few times, thinking I accidentally turned it on. Kind of chilly the past 2 mornings. Mayor Woo Woo, she's a stooge. Yeah, tell me she's not a Dragon Country plant, right? Another one pushing socialism, Marxism, communist crap. Yeah, she's the tool that like pretty much bankrupt the place, and yeah, because you know under your constitutional rights, whatever, if you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you. Well, they rather than paying for the attorneys, the public defenders to represent people, they just let them out of jail. Like 2,000 of them or 4,000, I forget what it was. Like thousands of people got let go because all the money went towards the invaders because you're not allowed to say illegal aliens because that's not good or illegal immigrants. So we'll just call it what it is. We'll call them the invaders. Um, yeah, they spent all their money on the invaders and didn't have money for the legal system. I'm an honorary masshole stationed at until they shut down the base. Yeah, yeah. Fort Devens was the schisma back in the day, man. I went there a bunch of times when I was in high school. That and Pease Air Force Base was the thing. We used to fly the Civil Air Patrol plane from Concord, New Hampshire, down to Pease Air Force Base. Which, if you don't know Pease Air Force Base, it was a SAC base, Strategic Air Command. So all the really big airplanes flew there. And man, talk about having a tiny person complex when you're flying into a SAC air base in a Cessna 182. It's like, what's up, Pee Wee? I do. We could fly under the wings of most of the stuff they had there. Yeah, B&A, you and me both, man. Yeah, and that's why some of us just sometimes we got to talk about the things we don't want to talk about because yeah, the direction things are going like yeah, we genuinely need to fear for the future of either our kids, our grandkids, stuff like that, especially yeah. And what are you doing bringing another one into the world, Pat, under these circumstances like maybe that's horrible. I don't know how the conversation went there. You brought it there, Pat. Yeah, I'm equally as scared, but what are you doing bringing in another one? Like, we got to talk about this, man. You got to gotta learn to. Yeah, we do. We need to. Yeah, yeah, Nick. Yeah, screw the data centers. There, you know what those are for. Um, yeah, we most. Yeah, something's got to give. Something's got to give, man. Something's got to change. People need to stand up. Like, yeah, now the Democratic Socialist Party, they're just stealing the elections and stuff now. Like, I don't know if you watched what was going on out in LA and stuff like that, but yeah, that's just a whole lot of, and they don't care. They're laughing in our faces about it. That's why, like, it baffles me. Like, yeah, if I want to go to the store and buy a beer or a pack of smokes, I got to show an ID. If I want to go into a federal building, I got to show an ID. If I want to buy an airplane ticket or a bus ticket, I gotta show an ID. The number of things you have to show an ID for are just like outstanding. But all of a sudden, yeah, if you want to ID somebody for voting, yeah, now you're a racist. Like IDs are racist. Pat's kid gonna either be in a septic or a water treatment plant. Poor kid. um, yeah, we're definitely not. Yeah, and I think yeah, Nick, we're not mad or upset enough yet, and I think part of the problem is so long as people are comfortable, they're not going to do anything. It's you back somebody into a corner, that's when they're going to do something. If we lose the ability to feed our families, then we're going to do something, and they're gonna realize like it's been a long time. Americans are well known for our ability to open a can of whoop ass. So the worst thing you can do is make good people do bad things. If you force good people to do bad things, it's going to be absolutely horrible. And may God have mercy on their souls because we will not. Like just the fact that you brought us to that point, you made us get that angry, that bad. That's just going to exacerbate the situation. Yeah, the country need more folks with FOBOS knives and we'll be all right. There we go, Dean. Not exactly, man. The country needs more people with Phobos knives, and we'll be all right. Yeah, I got a couple spares just in case we need some loaners. Yeah, we need more well-formed militias and show up to every single public meeting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. A show of force, exactly. B&A. Um, yeah, that's Yeah, we do, man. That's literally what we need. The problem is that most law-abiding citizens are just like most of us. You know, we're working, we're paying our bills, we're raising our kids, we're doing what we, and what little time off we have in between, we try to enjoy some hobbies. That's I think that's one of the problems. It's not a bad thing. It's what most self-respecting, law-abiding citizens want to do is have a good life, raise a good family, take care of family, so on and so forth. Um, Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's the thing. As long as people are comfortable, they're not going to do anything. It's when you start going to the grocery store and either, there's no food there or you can't afford the food because they've robbed us. That's when people are going to start standing up. So it's going to reach that tipping point at some point. And I think that as Americans, we're extremely tolerant until we start to enrich the fields of freedom in the comments of the commies. This shit is only going to get worse. Yeah. Been handcrafted leather pen holder bookmarks. Right on. Um, but yeah, I think that, Americans, we are generous. We're tolerant. I mean, we're just basically the world charity. And that's something we need to just stop doing for a while. We need to stop being so tolerant. Especially when it comes to certain, like people that just hate everything about Americans. They like if music is bad, pork is bad. You know what I'm talking about. If you don't like it, then get the hell out of here. Like you came here to be part of the United States of America, the greatest country in the world as of now. And why are you trying to change it? We don't want your silly laws. We don't want to deal with Sharia. Um, yeah, if you're here to assimilate, that's fine. We'll welcome you with open arms. Like, be a part of America, make America great. But if you're here to take it over and to invade and to change our way of life, then you're not welcome here. Somebody needs to tell them that. Somebody needs to send them packing. Yeah, screw everything going digital. Yeah, well, that's another way they're ripping people off. Everything going digital. You see that all that stuff going on with PlayStation, Sony. Yeah, they deleted like hundreds of titles. It was like I think like 1,500 titles altogether. Pretty soon, everything will just be digital. Yeah, you won't be able to buy a solid copy of a game. There's a red-green alliance just like occurred in Iran in the '70s. History is repeating itself. Yeah, yeah, and we got these tools like Moron Dami and these other foreign nationals that become part of our government, like the Mayor Woo Woo there in Boston. She can eat a bag of cucumbers. Like we don't need your communist, Marxist, socialist crap. We're not interested. Yeah, exactly, Dean. Stack books. They can't go in there and digitally change it. Yeah, whatever movies you want, man. Yeah, get it on DVD, Blu-ray. Same thing, games. Get digital games. Buy older vehicles that you can still fix while you still can. Like all this stuff. Yeah, they're trying to basically make it so that they're gonna cut out third-party mechanics. You have to go to the rip-off dealership so they can scam you out of even more money. Yeah, it starts off as a convenience and it turns in like I remember in New Hampshire back in the day, PSNH, if you paid your like 20 years ago, if you paid your electric bill over your computer, right? They took $10 off. Like and on that economy, it was like $10 was like, hey man, they're taking like 20% off my bill for paying it on the over the internet. Now they're charging you a $10 convenience fee to pay it over the internet. So they get you hooked into a habit that you really can't change, and then they turn around and they make a fortune off of it. Yeah, that's why they named it a Kindle because they're essentially burning the books. Yeah, yeah, you got to wonder B&A. Is that why they duped us into that one? Yeah, the giant man is gonna need to be getting noisy. I'm not sure what that's gonna look like. Glenn Campbell, great gear. Not sure about some of the rest. For me, let freedom reign. Yeah, hey, that's the way it should be, man. Yeah, like land of the free, home of the brave. And yeah, we're putting together the kit. This is more of my EDC type of stuff. These center ones are the Calcula. If I was traveling light, I would use it as a field knife as well. I've got a bunch of others. We'll be live again tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll have some of the other Phobos knives out as well. Some of the bigger bangers. There's trying to get rid of it all facts. Yeah. Yeah, I spend most of my money on knowledge when I'm able to. Yeah. And knowledge nowadays, it's most of it's free. You can look up anything on the internet. Like if you're looking to learn how to build stuff, um, buy the label. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everything's come into a surcharge. Yeah, $5 a month for this. Remember when Netflix was like, $3.99 or $4.99 a month unlimited? Now it's up to like, depending on what program you have, $20 or $30. Same thing, Scamazon. Their Scamazon Prime used to be a fraction of what it is now, but every year, they charge you more and give you less. Yeah, I remember when Amazon Prime had no commercials on the movies. Now they put so many commercials on there, I can't watch this stuff. It's not even worth it. I like owning paperback knowledge. Yeah, yeah, I do too, man. And for the most part, that book is going to be there for a long time. If we all handed our cell phone back, we would win. Pat, you might be onto something with that. I'm not I don't use my cell phone like most people use their cell phone. I have a 6 foot cable that stays attached to 95% of the time. Um, and in fact, dude, one of the biggest mistakes I make, and I owe everybody a public apology because it happens frequently, is we have those awesome Sunday mornings lives. We have a great time, and I usually end up shutting off the noisemaker on my phone after the live is over. I kind of forget about it, and if yeah, people will try to contact me, and I'll be like, Wednesday will roll around. I'll be like, that's weird. I haven't heard it from anybody in like 3-4 days now, and I'll get caught up on my messages because yeah, my phone it literally stays on this workbench like 95% of the time. I don't take it very many places at all. Yeah, I don't have a cell phone. I have iPads. Yeah, I don't get into any of the I stuff. In fact, there's a bunch of stuff going around about the iPhones right now, like spying on everybody or something. I don't know. I use the other version, whatever that's called, not the iPhones. I tried an iPod, 8 gigabyte iPod Nano, summoning chaos. Um, yeah, e-bikes are kind of that's a whole new confusing topic to get into. But yeah, yeah, Pat, yeah, life was better before cell phones, man. I'd say life was better in the 80s and 90s. Like people still got together, people still had socials, people still hung out together. People still had like meet and greets. Now everybody's nervous about going out. It's crazy. Yeah, everything's on the cell phone. People, yeah, it's weird. It's a different kind of communication. E-bikes could be dangerous for the baby. I see and I hear. I was thinking that you were trying to avoid me, Bushcraft. What was? Yeah, I get that a lot, man. And people are like, "Are you avoiding me?" It's like, no, man. I just didn't turn my ringer back on. Um, but yeah, B&A, you probably got to put the Jixer away too, huh, buddy? Um, yeah, I do, man. There's been a couple people that are like, yeah, what's the deal, man? I don't know. I never got in the habit of the smartphones, I just, and it never became a thing for me. I got forced into it. I used a flip phone up until I was mountain biking some trails on Lower Sugarloaf Key in the Florida Keys. And it was like when the tide's down, you can ride, but when the tide's up, it's game over. So, I lost my flip phone, And I went to the Verizon store in Key West, and the only thing they had was smartphones. It's the only thing I could do. Um, Rob's nice. What's happening, my man? How you doing? Welcome to the chat. Good morning to you, good sir. We've been going at it for a little while here now. We're having quite the social here this morning. You know, I haven't seen Joseph yet. I was hoping to see Joseph. He's our active duty guy stationed in South Korea right now. Maybe he hit the Jinro Soju a little too rough last night. I don't know. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt though. I thought it was the Army Marine thing. Are you Cannon? That's definitely not the case. I would definitely not avoid a chance to give you shit, brother. Yeah, that's why I answer the phone, is just so I can, just let you know. Like, how'd they come up with the name for the Marine Corps? Anybody know? Anybody know? They picked up a pile of shit, threw it through the fan. That's the sound it made. Marine. They're like, all right, we'll stick with it. Um, Dean, exactly what. What did Dean say? I miss when I could buy a track phone in cash and add minutes without being on file buying it. Yeah, yeah, the old burner phones and stuff. I like stuff like that because you could like control your usage more. And by that, like if you just wanted to go a month or two without a phone, you just didn't pay for it. And then yeah, you could, or they'd hold your phone number for like $2 a month or something. It's like, oh, I'm going camping. I won't need a phone. Um, I don't even get why we're using AI. It's not like the good are doing. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't think that AI isn't the real thing. AI is the joke behind it. Like I think it's all about surveillance, like the Patriot Act. I think yeah, that's what AI is all about. It's just giving them places to store massive amounts of data and to go through it. I think it has nothing to do with like I loathe AI. I'm not a fan of it at all. I just think it's a shortcut. People are cheating themselves. Even on YouTube, man. If I know the second I notice it's AI, I won't click on it. I won't even like. Oh man, yeah, I am not a fan of AI on any level. It takes the creativity out of humanity. Like rather than coming up with a great channel logo, like mine's the best on YouTube. Everybody knows that. But man, I just kind of like ghetto rigged mine together, and I'm happy with it. It works. I didn't tell AI, hey, make me a logo, and then it threw a tent and what, you know what I mean? Like it's like there's got to be a little creativity left. It gives them access to everything on your phone. Yeah, yeah. I've considered getting a Garmin, but I don't want to pay a monthly fee for something I might not use but a couple times a year. Yeah, FAI. Well, Dean, what kind of Garmin? Like In Reach? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, Canon comes here for that Semper Fi kind of love. Like it just wouldn't be right without it. We're failing. Yeah, mini In Reach or something. Yeah, I'm on the fence about stuff like that. Yeah, we definitely didn't have anything like that in the 80s and 90s, and we all made it through. I've never used anything like that. The closest I've came is, later in life, like in my 30s, I had a cell phone. I could call somebody in an absolute emergency, but never needed it. And I think a lot of people are replacing skills with that. Like they're getting the in reach because I can get rescued, so they're just getting rescued all the time instead of like actually figuring out how to get themselves in a situation or like learning the proper skills and gaining the knowledge they need to go out and be successful in the first place. So they're going out with like no real knowledge and well, no big deal. If I get in trouble, I'll just push this button. Then they cry like a bunch of little schoolgirls when they're like, what do you mean you're gonna charge me for, oh, speaking of people that got rescued, holy crap. Anybody dude, I'm pretty Grand Canyon, right? Some like double heifer with cheese went out hiking, made it 1.4 miles out there, and they had to like she was too heavy to carry back. So they had to they had to airlift her out, and they're like charging her like $70,000. Like, dude, I'm surprised. I'm surprised she made it from the car to the trailhead. How she made it, like, but 1.4 miles, and she was stranded. She couldn't make it back. Did anybody else see that one? And they show her lifting her out. They like wrapped her up in a horse harness or something and airlifted her out of there. Were you watching Terminator in 2020? I legit was upset when my mom made me carry a phone back in high school. I liked my freedom. Cyberdyne systems can Cyberdyne, yeah. Yeah, rewatching Terminator in 2026, it's more like a training film now. Like, oh, this is what we got to get ready for. That's why some people don't need to exist. But yeah, if you guys didn't see that, look it up. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they're charging her like just shy of $70,000 for the rescue. Yeah, yeah, Dana, you're right. All the yeah. Oh, well, they had another yeah, most and in their like early 30s. I know one of them was like 32 or 33 years old, Dana. Yeah, I've seen that stuff as well. Yep, I heard about that. If you wrote like that, why would you do it? Yeah, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, that is definitely some crazy stuff. But yeah, a lot of those, yeah, fit at any size or something like that is what they call them. Or yeah, most of the influencers that are like, you know, grossly obese just end up having a heart attack and keeling over. Oh yeah, stuff your face for fun. You can just, oh man, I think it's part of like the psyop to destroy America. Like let's make people believe that, and it's just not true. I'm no spring chicken, but I get out and lay down some miles. Yeah, exactly, and that's all it takes, man. I don't understand how a lot of that like the extreme obesity. Like I understand there's a science to it, but I kind of I feel bad for those people. And but what's worse are the enablers that in are involved with that. Like we're enablers here. I'm not gonna lie. Like I tell, yeah, man, if you want a fancy knife, get yourself one. Fancy gear for your absolutely. And we support one another like that all the time. Um, but yeah, that's it. Just there's a certain type of unhealthy enabling. You just like I'm upset with Mrs. B. I'm like, why didn't you tell me I was getting fat? What's wrong? Why didn't you say something? And she's like, I don't know. I just figured. I'm like, well, you could have said something, and I would have gone out for walks earlier. But yeah, I was doing way too much research. It's not that hard to put the soda down. Exactly. Yeah, exactly, Pat. At some point, you got to notice, but they don't care. And then, yeah, and then you have these YouTube influencers that are encouraging it. Like, oh, don't listen to other people. There's nothing wrong with your health, except for your heart's ready to explode. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But hey, whatever. Black coffee is the answer if you legit need the caffeine. Yeah, Dean, you're right. Yeah, black coffee, good brew. That'll get you going. A little caffeine, but I don't think caffeine helps some people. I think there's just too much to get off the couch. Just take the skinny pill. Yeah, or take the skinny shot, the Ozempic, man. Making anybody play Fallout, the ghouls. I think some of those people that have been heavy on the Ozempic, they start looking like ghouls from Fallout. Like you can see a lot of the Hollywood people. Yeah, they look like the ghouls from Fallout. Yeah, right on, Rob. Yeah, and all it takes is a little consistency, a little exercise. Congrats on that, Rob. And I bet you're feeling better. And now if somebody's like, hey, dude, you want to go camping? And here's a 45-pound backpack. You can do it, man. Adderall is great. At least an Adderall taker gets chores done. Exactly. Yeah, if you 300 pounds and it's 104 degrees and you think you can go for a hike for 4 miles, um, Yeah, exactly, Cannon. Yeah. Why didn't somebody say, like, hey, you might not want to try this? But yeah, and that goes for a lot of the inReach people. There's been a couple of influencers where it's like, I had a blister, so they hit the button on the inReach. And then they're like, oh, what do you mean $30,000 rescue or whatever they get charged? It can be $30,000 and up. It's like, well, you're using up resources, and yeah, I think it's a handy thing to have. I think it gets abused quite a bit. I you know, and I at no point would ever trade like knowledge and skills for a little electronic device like the InReach. I think like it's good, especially if you're going solo. But I would have to be like in a ravine with my leg broken in three places before I press that button. Or yeah, it'd have to be something like that. It'd have to be like, but because I mean, yeah, accidents can and do happen, and it's great that we have a way to rescue the people. But some of these people are just, you shouldn't have been out there in the first place. You didn't have the knowledge, you didn't have the experience. Yeah. After I broke my back, I gained a ton, but I'm down to 150, and all it took was calorie counting and time. Exactly. Yeah, Dana, that's exactly right. And I've gained a lot of weight when I've been injured. When I compound fractured my femur, I ended up gaining a lot of weight, but I ended up losing it because yeah, all it took me was getting back on the bicycle, getting back to work, and watching what I ate. Part of my problem is I had a lot of good friends, so I was laid up in the hospital. They'd all come in and play a little Xbox or PlayStation with me, and they'd show up with a large calzone, large pizza, steak and cheese. Hey man, brought you a rack of ribs and some chicken. I mean, one of the side perks about being a parachute rigger is you do take care of everybody on the drop zone. You're responsible for everybody there. Make sure that their gear works, and so the those same people, if you need something, they take great care of you as well. I've been treated very well by so many different skydivers all across the country at different drop zones. And yeah, especially when I was injured and laid up, there was no shortage of friends. And yeah, oh, the food was so good. And you're used to having like a high calorie diet too. So if you just keep consuming the same high calories, um, yeah, you don't realize how many calories you burn off a day until you stop burning those calories off. Yeah, self rescue is a must. I'm in the mindset no one is coming to help. Yeah, exactly, Cannon. Yeah, self rescue is a must. You have to know how to do it. Um, yeah, in rock climbing and stuff, one of the important things we teach is escaping the belay. So you can, if you're belaying the climber, they get hurt. Yeah, man, self rescue is a major, major thing. Um, yeah, Dean, man, in fact, I might even have a calzone. Maybe I'll talk Miss B into a calzone today. Well, I think we're doing steaks for dinner. Um, Yeah, Cannon. I mean, not Cannon. Oh my God, it's one of those days, guys. Not complaining, but yeah, you all right, Pat? You want to talk about it? Is you want a back rub or something? You knucklehead. Yeah, just remember, being you're eating for two now, right? So you can go ahead and you can get two calzones. Yeah, if you don't save yourself, then who will? Exactly, Dean. Yeah. And just avoiding that situation altogether makes it better. But hey guys, Mrs. B is up. I can hear her diddly bopping around out in the kitchen. So I'm gonna wrap this one up. We're gonna be live again tonight though at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our standard Phobos Friday. It'll be more nice cutlery and great conversation as well. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this one up. We're coming up on the 2.5 hour mark anyhow. We're gonna be live again tonight, so maybe we'll extend that one as well. Yeah, Dana, I'll say hi to Miss B for sure. But yeah, have an awesome day, guys. Be careful out there. Maintain your situational awareness. Um, yeah, it's definitely getting squirrely. There's a whole lot of crazy going on if you guys are paying attention to all the goofiness. But yeah, stay alert, stay alive, keep your head on a swivel. Situational awareness is everything. And by all means, guys, stay frosty. Hopefully, I'll see some of you guys tonight. Take care. We're out of here.